Brad Pitt is more than a Hollywood icon. He is a portrait of contradiction, a life lived under the glare of admiration while quietly wrestling with personal fractures. For decades, the world saw perfection, charm, beauty, wealth, and fame. Yet behind the cameras, his existence was marked by loss, isolation, and inner battles that success could never heal. While the public celebrated his achievements and adored him on screen, his private life held silent struggles. Broken marriages, drifting children, and years of self-doubt hidden beneath a practiced smile. The tension between outward brilliance and inner vulnerability defines his story, a narrative not just of fame but of the universal human search for understanding, connection, and peace. Even at 62, the weight of these unspoken conflicts remains, reminding us that external success often masks the quiet battles we carry within ourselves. Childhood shadows in small-town America. Born in 1963 in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and raised in Springfield, Missouri, Brad grew up in a devout Baptist household where discipline and order shaped his early world. As the eldest son, he bore responsibilities silently, learning early to suppress fear and doubt while hiding vulnerability behind a controlled exterior. His father's precision demanded obedience, while his mother's love existed within strict boundaries. These forces taught him to navigate a world of invisible expectations, creating a pattern of concealing emotions that would last decades. At school, he excelled socially and athletically, yet at home, the quiet pressure of being good and unnoticed weighed heavily. By age 10, he understood the unspoken rule: carry your struggles alone, mask uncertainty, and never let your true feelings show. The contradiction between outer praise and inner unease planted the first fracture in his emotional life, a hidden wound that would silently follow him into adulthood, shaping his search for authenticity in a world that only valued image. Early awareness of inner fractures. Even as a child, Brad learned to survive by hiding uncertainty, a lesson that extended beyond family life into every social interaction. Church and school became stages for a controlled persona, masking curiosity, fear, or emotion. At night, lying in bed, he confronted a persistent doubt that he might pass through life unseen and misunderstood. This internal struggle was subtle but profound, shaping his ability to connect with others while fostering a sense of isolation. By the time he reached adolescence, he had learned the art of self-protection through perfection, developing the habit of smiling as armor. Though nothing appeared broken externally, the hidden pressure created an early fracture in his identity. This quiet, persistent wound would influence his relationships, choices, and emotional expression throughout his life. The seeds of his future vulnerability and the need for genuine connection were planted here, a paradox where early discipline and love coexisted with unseen confinement and emotional suppression. Escape into the unknown. By 1986, Brad's desire to exist authentically pushed him away from the familiar confines of Missouri. Leaving behind a near-complete college degree and the security of a predictable life, he drove westward with little money and no certainty of the future. His decision was not fueled by ambition for fame, but by the pressing need to escape an environment where his true self could not flourish. Los Angeles presented hardship. Menial jobs, exhaustion, and daily humiliation became a test of survival. Yet each struggle confirmed his resilience and unwillingness to return to a life of quiet suffocation. Acting classes provided him a refuge, a space where vulnerability and honesty were not weaknesses but essential tools. In performance, he discovered an outlet for the emotions long buried within him, and a first taste of freedom from the invisible walls built in childhood. This leap into uncertainty marks a pivotal moment of courage, driven not by ego but by the deeply human need to be seen and understood. Sudden fame and the paradox of visibility. In 1991, Brad's brief but iconic role in Thelma and Louise catapulted him into global recognition. Overnight, the world admired him, yet the internal conflict intensified. Fame did not equate to understanding. It replaced invisibility with exposure, creating a paradox where the recognition he sought obscured the deeper identity he longed to reveal. Every new role and accolade heightened expectations, but the sense of being truly known remained elusive. Success brought admiration and opportunity, but also a cage of expectation. The paradox was stark. To be seen widely was no guarantee of being understood. The conflict between image and self, public adoration and private isolation, became a defining theme in his life. His internal struggles did not dissipate. They evolved alongside fame, reminding us that external achievement often magnifies rather than mitigates internal emptiness. Relationships and the complexity of love. Brad's personal life mirrored the intensity and fragility of his career journey. Relationships were often profound but fleeting, leaving emotional echoes that shaped his perception of intimacy. From early romances with Sunita and E.G. Daly to turbulent experiences with Christina Applegate and Juliette Lewis, each connection carried deep meaning, yet often ended in quiet heartbreak. He loved fully, but the world sometimes intruded, exposing vulnerability to scrutiny and forcing emotional recalibration. Even as he co-founded Plan B Entertainment and engaged in meaningful work, the private need for connection and understanding persisted. Success could create opportunity, but not security in love. Brad's pattern revealed a universal truth. Even the most adored and admired individuals can struggle to find stability and understanding in relationships. The ache of love gained and lost became a continuous undercurrent, shaping both his personal growth and his approach to intimacy. The Gwyneth Paltrow chapter. Meeting Gwyneth Paltrow in 1994 seemed to offer a rare sense of grounding amid chaos. Their engagement in 1996 symbolized hope for permanence and stability, a future where emotional fulfillment might coexist with career success. For Brad, this bond represented more than love. It was a chance at balance and wholeness he had long sought. Yet the relationship ended abruptly, not due to betrayal, but due to timing and readiness. The loss was devastating as it erased the future he had already envisioned for himself. Friends observed a profound emptiness, a sense that something vital had been removed. This heartbreak reinforced the lesson that love is not solely about passion or compatibility, but also about the ability to sustain connection amid life's pressures. It deepened the understanding that even when everything seems perfect externally, internal completeness remains fragile and elusive. Success without solace. Brad Pitt's ascent continued, reaching peaks with films like Fight Club, Troy, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, cementing his status as a global icon. Yet, with every achievement, the internal unrest persisted. The accolades, wealth, and admiration could not fill the void created by decades of unacknowledged vulnerability. He reflected openly on the disconnect between external triumph and internal fulfillment, recognizing that true contentment requires more than career success. It demands genuine connection and understanding. Even at the apex of fame, private reflection revealed restlessness, uncertainty, and an enduring quest for peace. His life demonstrates that brilliance can coexist with quiet suffering, that public admiration cannot replace the profound human need to be seen fully, loved authentically, and understood deeply. In this, his journey becomes relatable, revealing that no level of fame shields one from internal struggle. The universal lesson. Brad Pitt's life is a testament to the paradox of human longing. We can achieve visibility, acclaim, and adoration, yet remain unseen in ways that matter most. His story reflects the quiet fractures born from early emotional suppression, the intensity of love that does not endure, and the persistent search for authenticity in a world obsessed with image. It teaches that real fulfillment lies not in wealth or fame, but in connection, understanding, and the courage to reveal vulnerability. His experiences remind us that even those who seem untouchable wrestle with the same fundamental human questions about love, identity, and belonging. The lesson extends beyond celebrity, illustrating that true recognition comes not from external applause, but from the rare moments when one feels genuinely known and emotionally whole.